Your bladder isn't the main culprit. Your clock is. Most people think nighttime urination is about a weak bladder, but for many older adults, it's a timing mistake that pushes liters of fluid into the evening, right when your body is trying to rest. Tonight, we'll explore the quiet, fixable pattern that sends you out of bed at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., and 5 a.m., and the gentle changes that help you sleep through. By the end, you'll know how to shift fluids earlier, calm a jumpy bladder, redirect swelling from your legs, and set a softer rhythm for your nervous system. The most surprising part? One small change to your afternoon can do more than a fancy supplement. It's simple, and it works. Have you ever noticed how your thirst wakes up after dinner, just when the house gets quiet? What would your nights feel like if your water routine matched your body's clock instead of your schedule? Think about the last week. Are you sipping a little all morning, then catching up at night? Consider that for a moment and how it lands in your life. Are you hydrating backwards? Many older adults drink modestly all morning, then load up on water, tea, or soup after dinner. That habit matters because your body runs on rhythms. In the evening, as light fades, your brain releases signals that tell the kidneys to make less urine and your body to conserve water so you can sleep. It's a wise, ancient program. But when you pour in most of your fluids at 7 or 8 p.m., you override that natural signal. Your kidneys listen to physics, not intentions. They have to move what you give them, and you go again and again. The mistake isn't hydration itself, it's late-day fluid stacking. Front-load your water. Think about the ritual. A big glass with dinner, a tall herbal tea while tidying the kitchen, a wedge of juicy melon as a light dessert, and then a refill of water at bedtime because you're being healthy. Good intentions, rough nights. There's another layer: caffeine and alcohol. Even decaf contains a little caffeine, and evening coffee or black tea can irritate the bladder while blunting the signal that concentrates your urine at night. Alcohol relaxes you in the moment, but acts as a diuretic. Caffeine is a bladder irritant, and alcohol is a diuretic. Double trouble. That combination nudges your kidneys to produce more urine just as you climb under the covers. The real-world impact is subtle but steady. You drift off, warm and relaxed, and 90 minutes later, a small pressure appears. You tell yourself you can wait, but your brain now links that pressure with waking. The more you get up, the stronger that association becomes. Your sleep gets fragmented. Your balance feels a little off when you stand in the dark. The next day, you're foggier, shorter on patience, dragging through the afternoon. Night after night, the cost compounds. This isn't just about peeing, it's about energy, mood, and safety. Sleep is medicine, and you deserve yours. So here's the pivot. Shift 70 to 80% of your fluids before mid-afternoon. Build a gentle 2 to 3 hour dry down window before bed, and be deliberate with what you sip at night. If you're thirsty after dinner, reach for small sips instead of full glasses. Choose herbal teas without caffeine and without bladder-irritating ingredients like peppermint or citrus oils. Notice which drinks nudge you. Your body will tell you. Keep the first half of your day generously hydrated. Make the second half steady and light. Timing beats total. Try this simple structure for 1 week and see what happens. 1 full glass of water within 30 minutes of waking. Another with breakfast. A bottle you finish by noon. And 1 more glass with lunch. After 3 p.m., downshift. With dinner, half a glass rather than a tall one. After dinner, sips instead of mugs. If you enjoy soups or watery fruits, move them earlier. If you take a pill at night that needs water, use the smallest amount that feels comfortable. And if that seems too strict, remember, we're not limiting hydration. We're rebalancing it to match your physiology. You're not drinking less, you're drinking earlier. For many, that single change reduces awakenings in days, not weeks. Start tomorrow morning. Keep it generous before noon. Ease off after dusk. Consistency counts. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 68, walks every day, and takes good care of herself. But she prided herself on drinking tons of water, especially in the evening when she finally sat down. She would polish off a 1-liter bottle after dinner because mornings were busy. For months she woke at 1 a.m., then 3:30, then hovered near wakefulness until her alarm. She assumed it was age. One small tweak, shifting her big bottle to the morning, plus a 2-hour pre-bed sip window, changed her nights. In her words, "I still get up sometimes, but not 3 times. Sometimes not at all." She didn't fix her bladder. She fixed her rhythm. Small change, big relief. There's a second layer under the surface, how your body handles salt. In the evening, salty snacks draw in thirst and more water. That late salt-water pairing can give you a short-lived feeling of satisfaction, then a bathroom relay through the night. The solution isn't to fear salt, it's to place it wisely. Keep heavier salt earlier in the day and ease it off at dinner. Avoid pairing a salty meal with a large late beverage. If a prescription requires fluid at night, space it and talk with your clinician about options. You're aiming for a calm river, not a floodgate. Here's how to embed this into a real life, not a perfect one. Place hydration anchors where you'll actually see them. A glass on the nightstand to finish on waking. A bottle in the car for mid-morning errands. A small glass on the dinner table instead of a tall one. Use a gentle afternoon cutoff you can remember. Sip small after 6, or last big glass at 3. Notice how evening soups, juicy fruits, and brothy stews show up in your nights. Move them to lunch. If you love tea time, trade black tea for a non-irritating herbal blend and pour a smaller cup. If you want something warm and soothing, try a small mug of plain warm water or a non-citrus, non-mint herbal infusion. Here's your first week's target. Front-load fluids, downshift after dusk, shorten the runway before bed. Your body will get the message. Protect the night. Now let's add a small, smart technique at bedtime called double voiding. 30 minutes before you turn out the light, use the bathroom. Then do your wind down, wash your face, read a page, stretch gently, and go again before you climb into bed. That second void helps empty residual urine, especially when the bladder doesn't fully relax the first time. It's simple, takes 2 minutes, and often shaves off 1 nighttime trip. 2 trips before bed, fewer trips overnight. Quiet math. Quick recap of your actionable takeaways so far. Drink more earlier, ease off after 3 p.m., shrink drinks with dinner. Be careful with evening caffeine and alcohol, consider salt timing, and try double voiding. Anchor these with visible cues and a sentence you'll remember. Light at night, plenty by day. It's gentle, and it works. If you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing. We explore topics like this every week, with calm, practical steps that honor your body's wisdom. Here's the twist most people miss. It's not only what you drink, it's what your legs do all day. During the day, gravity pulls fluid into your lower legs and feet. If your socks leave a dent at the end of the day, or your shoes feel tighter at night, you're storing a little reservoir in your tissue. When you lie down, that fluid returns to your circulation, and your kidneys finally see it. They do their job and make urine, often right as you enter deeper sleep. Feet swell by day, fluids shift at night. Bathroom calls. Predictable physics. That's why many people wake after their first sleep cycle. The solution isn't complicated, it's thoughtful. Move that fluid earlier. Spend 20 to 30 minutes in the late afternoon with your legs elevated, ankles above the level of your heart if that's comfortable for you. A stack of pillows on the couch can do the trick. While you're there, flex and point your ankles, circle your feet, and pump your calves. These simple movements act like a second heart, gently returning fluid from the lower legs to circulation, so your kidneys can process it long before bedtime. If you prefer to keep moving, take a slow 15-minute walk after dinner to prime the calf pump. Your legs will thank you. Your nights may soften. Compression socks can be remarkably helpful for some people during the day. They gently support the veins in your legs and limit fluid pooling. If you're considering them, look for mild to moderate compression and put them on in the morning when swelling is minimal. Don't wear them to bed unless a clinician recommends it. Nighttime compression isn't for everyone. And if you have any heart, kidney, or vascular conditions, check with your doctor or nurse before changing your routine. Support, not strain. That's the principle. There's also a bedtime posture detail. Try to avoid falling asleep in a deep recliner chair. It can subtly fold your abdomen and press on the bladder. If you prefer the chair for comfort, use a small pillow behind the lower back to open space in the belly and keep your feet supported so fluid doesn't pool at the ankles. Small angles matter. Little changes, big differences. Medication timing is a quietly powerful lever. If you take a water pill, a diuretic, for blood pressure or swelling, ask your clinician whether you can take it in the morning or early afternoon rather than late day. The same dose at 8 a.m. instead of 8 p.m. can mean the difference between sleeping through and pacing at midnight. Never change prescriptions on your own, but do bring it up. Clinicians think about total dose. You live the timing. Your voice matters here. Real-life example. Daniel, 71, loved his evening TV marathon and snacks. His legs always looked thicker by bedtime, and he was up twice a night. He built a 4 p.m. legs up ritual, 15 minutes with his ankles on a cushion, plus ankle pumps, moved his diuretic to late morning with his doctor's guidance, and swapped his salty popcorn for a small bowl of unsalted nuts at lunch. In 2 weeks, he was up once most nights. In a month, some nights he slept through. He didn't change his age. He changed his flow. Move fluid earlier. Let's talk about the bladder itself, because sometimes the bladder learns to shout. Over years of frequent trips, the brain gets trained to notice small sensations and respond with urgency. That learned loop is reversible. One gentle method is urge suppression. When you feel the first twinge, pause and breathe low into the belly for 30 seconds. Relax your jaw and shoulders, and slowly count to 15 while pressing your heels into the floor. This combination calms the nervous system and briefly activates pelvic floor support. Then walk, don't run, to the bathroom. You're teaching your body that small signals don't require instant action. Patience trains capacity. Pelvic floor exercises can also help, not just for leakage, but for calming urgency. Picture a lift and hold of the muscles you'd use to stop the flow of urine, gentle, not forceful, held for 5 to 10 seconds, then fully relaxed for the same time. Repeat 5 to 10 times, 3 sets a day. The relaxation part is as important as the lift. A constantly clenched pelvic floor can irritate the bladder. A responsive one supports it. If you're unsure whether you're doing them correctly, a pelvic floor therapist can be a game changer. Private, respectful, effective. Strength with softness. There's another piece many overlook: constipation. A full rectum presses on the bladder, reducing capacity and stoking urgency. If your bowel pattern is irregular, addressing it can ease nighttime trips. Gentle fiber from foods you tolerate, a calm morning routine, and enough earlier hydration can smooth the system. Movement helps too. A 10-minute walk after meals stirs the gut. It's all connected. What about diet triggers? For some, spicy foods, acidic dishes, artificial sweeteners, and chocolate may irritate the bladder lining, especially at night. This isn't a universal rule, so experiment one variable at a time. If you notice a pattern, say, Citrus after dinner equals 2 a.m. wake up. Move that food to lunch, or try a different option. Personal patterns beat generic lists. Your body keeps a better diary than the internet. And yes, nighttime bathroom trips can be a signal of something else. Sleep apnea, an enlarged prostate, urinary tract infection, uncontrolled blood sugar, or certain neurologic conditions. If you snore loudly, wake with a dry mouth and morning headaches, or your partner notices breathing pauses, ask about screening for sleep apnea. Treating it often reduces nighttime urination because it calms the hormone and pressure swings that tell your body to make more urine. If you have sudden burning, urgency, or fever, think infection and check promptly. If you strain to start urinating, have a weak stream, or finish with dribbling, talk about prostate and medication options. As for women, the hormone shifts after menopause can thin and sensitize the urethral tissue. A clinician can discuss local therapies that restore comfort. Getting checked isn't giving in, it's being wise. Knowledge sleeps. Let's bring back rhythm, because your nervous system is the quiet conductor of your nights. A body that stays revved will wake for any excuse. The cat, the creak, the bladder. A body that downshifts will let small signals pass. Build a wind-down ritual that tells your brain, we're done for the day. Dim lights an hour before bed. Put the phone to sleep. Keep the bedroom cool and dark. Do 5 slow breaths with a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart. If your mind is busy, write down 3 sentences. What went well? What can wait? What you'll do tomorrow morning. Then close the book. Nervous system soothed, bladder quieter. Calm helps everything. Here's a compact, practical evening routine you can copy tonight. 2.5 hours before bed. Finish your last normal glass. 2 hours before bed. Legs up for 10 minutes with ankle pumps. 90 minutes before bed. A small sip if needed. 60 minutes before bed. First bathroom trip. 30 minutes later. Second bathroom trip. Then lights low, no screens, quiet breath. If you wake at night, pause and breathe for 30 seconds before you decide whether you truly need to go. Sometimes the urge fades. If not, go safely, eyes half closed, low light, minimal conversation with yourself. Back to bed. No drama. Let's fold in a small, forward-looking trend. Many people now use hydration bookends. A large morning drink paired with a light lunch glass creates a steady base, then taper. To check your hydration without obsessing, notice your midday urine color. It should be pale straw, not clear like water or dark like tea. If you're on certain vitamins that change color, use how you feel. Energy stable, mouth comfortable, minimal headaches. Not perfect, but practical. Technology can help too. A simple timer or habit app nudges earlier sips so you don't cram them late. Tools help, but attention is the master tool. A dual fact reminder. As you practice, older bodies make less of the concentrate at night hormone, and learned awakenings strengthen over time. Action now protects tomorrow. Guard your sleep. All of this boils down to a kinder sequence. Water earlier, legs lighter, bladder calmer, nerves softer. It's not a fight, it's a flow. Your nights don't have to be a hallway shuttle. You're allowed deep rest. Here's your 1-page plan you can memorize without paper. On waking, drink. With breakfast, drink. By noon, finish your bottle. With lunch, drink. After 3, downshift. After dinner, sip small. 2 bathroom trips before bed. Legs up in late afternoon. Caffeine curfew 8 hours before sleep. Alcohol, if you choose it, earlier and modest. Watch salt at dinner. Train the urge. Breathe. Sleep. Let me give you another brief story to anchor this. Mira, 65, believed in hydration as health and carried a giant bottle everywhere. Her doctor praised her blood pressure. Her nights told a different story. She tried the earlier front-load method for 1 week and kept a simple note by her bed: light at night. She paired that with 15 minutes of chair yoga and a double void. 3 awakenings fell to 1. In her words, I stopped treating my nights like a kitchen sink. She didn't need a new supplement. She needed a new schedule. If progress stalls, zoom out and test 1 variable at a time for 5 to 7 days. Test evening fluids, smaller, then smaller again. Test legs up, 10 minutes, then 20. Test caffeine, move it all to morning. Test double voiding, be consistent. Test salt timing, shift the saltier meal to lunch. Test screen wind down, phones away an hour earlier. If you find no change, that's useful data. Bring it to your clinician and ask about sleep apnea screening, prostate evaluation, or a bladder diary. There's always a next step. You're not stuck. Short reminders to keep by your sink or nightstand, front-load fluids. Legs up, then lights down. 2 trips, then rest. Sip small after 6. Calm the nerves, calm the bladder. Tiny sentences carry big nights. There's also a kindness piece. If you wake and need to go, go. Don't tense your shoulders or worry about ruining the night. Worry wakes you harder than your bladder does. Keep lights low, steps steady, thoughts gentle. If you're unsteady in the dark, a motion-activated nightlight can protect you without blasting fully awake. Safety first, pride last. Your body is partnering with you. Now, as we close, let's gather the essentials into a soft landing. The simple mistake behind nighttime bathroom trips is late-day fluid stacking, hydrating backwards. If your evenings are where your big drinks live, your nights will keep paying for it. Shift most fluids to morning and midday, create a small buffer before bed, and be mindful with evening caffeine, alcohol, and salt. Add a leg elevation ritual to move fluid out of your calves before you lie down. Train the bladder with gentle urge suppression and double voiding. Soothe the nervous system so small sensations don't become alarms. And if red flags appear, pain, burning, fever, weak stream, loud snoring, or new swelling, get checked. You're not being fussy, you're being wise. If this helped you, you'll love our video on memory improvement after 50, simple, brain-friendly habits that make recall easier and days brighter. It pairs beautifully with better sleep. Your next gentle upgrade is waiting. Not professional advice. Consult a qualified expert as needed. Always consult a qualified expert. And always do what feels right for you.